boxes have within melodies they carry with them. Once they open, music fills the air. Every person you have known has a song of their own. Once they open up, you'll hear what's there. It's not easy, you must listen with your heart for what lies hidden. There was a melody locked deep inside of me, but now it's free. Found a place embraced by harmony, sweet harmony. Love more than anything teaches our hearts to sing. Only love can break the spell. Now I know very well the love within. We've heard the tales since we were young, heard the songs that had been sung about an evil spell. Someone beautiful is cursed. We feel sad through every verse, till a kiss, then all is well. The message that no one can see is clearer to someone like me. There is no curse or evil spell that's worse than what we give ourselves. There is no sorcerer as cruel as the proud, angry fool. And yet we cry life isn't fair. Beneath our cries the truth is there. The power that can break the spell. We should know very well is locked within ourselves. There was a melody locked deep inside of me, but now it's free. Found a place embraced by harmony, sweet harmony. Love more than anything teaches our hearts to sing. Only love can break the spell. Now I know very well the love within myself. Hello. I'm gonna bring you over to my couch. I'm just gonna do this the old-fashioned way, if that's okay. Let's try and get you propped up. That's my hand. What a lovely hand. Okay. Ooh, ooh, there, we almost got it. Woohoo! Okay. Hi there. Welcome to Sarah's Couch. I am Sarah Tiffany. This is Shekinah Glory. I I've been so eager to share these songs, especially as a duet, not only because they're from one of my favorite childhood movies, Rigoletto, but also the message is so fitting to the most recent understanding that I've grasped in my life, which is that loving ourselves fully is the most important thing. But before I touch on that, I wanted to use the nostalgia of it all to talk a little bit about where I'm from and my childhood. Born and raised here in Florida. I'm the youngest of 4. I have 2 brothers and a sister. My mom and dad used to often, and still often, say that I grew up with 5 parents because there's quite an age gap between my siblings and I. And that was rough growing up for a while, but thankfully now they're my best friends, and I couldn't be more grateful. They've all married wonderful people and given me 3 nephews and 3 nieces in total, whom are my pride and joy. And as a whole, my family is very creative. So from a young age, I spent a lot of time at the church that I grew up at, and there I was able to sing and perform, and I have so many wonderful memories. A lot of my lifelong friendships have developed from there and blossomed, and I'm so grateful for that, and overall really grateful for the morals and the values that were instilled in me from a young age. I was a pretty bubbly kid, as I'm told. I used to bop around the lobby after church and ask people for money, and then go to the bookstore and buy candy. And so I was nicknamed Sugar Bear. And yeah, it was just a really great place to grow up at. However, it was a Christian facility, and I was very sheltered, and at the time I embraced everything and made sense as a child, but then as I started to get introduced to the world, if you will, my black and white view of things was really, was really shook. And that made my teenage years pretty rough for a while. But overall, I just have so many fond memories of music, and all the members of my family are creative in so many different ways, so we all bring together this just wonderful essence of creativity and all this wonderful. I'm stumbling over my words. But I would have to say probably between the age of 7 and 8, insecurity started to show up in my life. And because of the sheltered nature, I didn't have to deal with it quite so much. But once I became a teenager, it's hard enough to be a teenager, but if you deal with insecurity, then it's that much harder. And things really started to change. I put a lot of my self-worth into things I shouldn't have, and that's a really rough thing to deal with. So it kind of ties into the message of this song for me, because the idea of love being the answer. The lyrics say, "Love more than anything teaches our hearts to sing. Only love can break the spell. Now I know very well the love within myself." And I have always been very hopeful romantic, as my mom liked to retitle that phrase. But it did make me believe for a long time that I would find my self-worth from love from another, and it doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. It just doesn't work that way. So I'm finally at a place in my life where I can really say and sit here that I love myself, and it doesn't mean that that's not a daily struggle and something to learn and to grow with, because we're changing constantly. And love these songs. That's really all there is to it. I put the lyrics down below, so hopefully you'll read them. And the movie itself is wonderful. It's sort of a Beauty and the Beast type film. It's not romantic in that sense, but it does touch on the idea that, man, showing someone the light within them can change everything. And more often than not, the way we can do that is just by sharing the love we have for ourselves with others, if that makes sense. And that's where I'm at right now. And I'm really grateful. So I really hope you enjoyed the songs, and I hope that if you're in a place right now where you're not feeling worthy of love, that you'll narrow down the avenues of which you're trying to find that love into just loving yourself, which is really difficult, but it's wonderful, and you're worthy of it, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Just remember that every day is new, and you are able. There's not much more to say. So say goodbye, Chicago. Say we love you. We love you. Goodbye.